It's Sunday, time for another show off Sunday, so break out a few of the binders here for some of the sets I've been working on here. And since it's the first week of feetball season, I figure we'll go through the one set that I'm working on there that's NFL related, and I'm going to go with a few baseball ones there as well, because they're all kind of related. The reason being that the football set that I'm doing is the 2004, I think it was 2004, was it 2004? 2005. Oh god, have I had this wrong the whole time? I think I've been calling it the 2004 set this whole time. It's actually 2005. Crap. Either way, though, it is the, what do you call it? The Upper Deck, or Upper Deck, no it's not, it's Topps. Topps all-time fan favorites set. And so, you may know that for baseball, what they did was they recycled all of the old designs and went through their vaults and used all sorts of photos that they had never used before on cards, and kind of paired those up with, a player's best season, a photo from around that year, and the design from that season, and have, their full line of stats from that particular team on the back of it. So they did kind of the same thing for the NFL ones, but they did a theme for each team that they put in there. So for example, just show you the first one that I've gotten signed out of this is the New York Jets defensive lineman Abdul Salam, and they did it as the New York Sack Exchange. Put the extra border around there with all that, and so they put some of the big names from the from some of the kind of named groups like that. So they had, New York Sack Exchange, the 80s Dolphins Killer Bees defense, the no-name defense as well, the Big Blue Wrecking Crew from the Giants. And so, figured, you know what, let's go ahead and show these off. We'll show the baseball ones off too while I'm at it, just to make this a little bit longer, because, this football set is fairly short. It is, 85 cards only. I've got about half of it done so far, but, we'll go ahead and show off a bunch of those. So, like I said, I already showed off the Abdul Salam there. It's the very first one in the set that I've gotten signed. It's card number 2 out of the set. I forget who's on card 1. I think might be Alan Page. They did kind of semi-alphabetically by first name, kind of a weird setup on that, but yeah, whatever. Let's see here. Who else have I gotten? It was Bob Brodzinski and Charles Bowser, both of the Killer Bees defense there. Couple right in there. And got one from the Big Blue Wrecking Crew and a former Cleveland Brown as well in Carl Banks. Most of these that I've gotten have been by mail. I believe all 4 of those guys were. I know Banks was, he works with, I think, WFAN in New York. Abdul Salam was through an address in Cincinnati, I think, and I forget Brodzinski and Bowser, but they're both accessible by mail. One that I'm sure just about any serious TTMer out there has gotten is Charlie Joyner. He's a Hall of Famer. You can't go wrong with that. Still signs free to this day, which is great. I've also got one from the no-name defense and another Killer Bees defense one as well, having Dick Anderson and Doug Betters. Betters, if I remember right, is he the one that he might be the one that lives in Montana. I'm not certain on that one. Remember off the top of my head, I could look it up later. Let's see here. So I showed the Charlie Joyner one, and of course, you got to have his partner in crime right there, Dan Fouts. Another solid TTMer and Hall of Famer. They also did cards of the entire Electric Company, the offensive line that blocked for O.J. Simpson. So named because they turn on the juice. Ha ha ha. There you go. So we've got Dave Foley and the late Donnie Green both right in there. Green was actually was homeless for quite a while after his playing career, and once he finally got back on his feet a bit, I think he actually did a lot of work with the shelter that he lived in, and so that's mailing there as he was doing a lot with them. Unfortunately, died a couple of years ago there, but it's great to see him, kind of a nice redemption story there in his career and in his life in general. I've got Dan Pastorini. Picked that one up at the National in 2014, I believe. I think he occasionally TTMs. I haven't tried him at all, so just picked it up there. It's a lot easier to do it that way. We've got Drew Pearson, solid signer in person. I think by mail he might be like $5, something like that, but he does a lot of events in the Dallas area, so I was able to pick him up at one of those. I did cards from the Guarantee here when Joe Namath guaranteed the Super Bowl 3 win, so Emerson Boozer, solid TTM signer there as well. Got lucky on this one while this guy was still signing for free, and that is Hall of Famer and Heisman winner Earl Campbell. Sent this one, this one had been back probably around 2008, 2009. It's been quite a while, but he was signing free through his meat company there for a bit, so I got him on that and on a Heisman Index card. Let's see here, we've got Glenn Blackwood as well, another Killer Bee right there. You'll see later on that his brother is in the set as well. Unfortunately, for some reason, his brother won't sign the card. I've tried, 3 times now, and let's see, twice he kept it, and once he sent it back unsigned. Not sure what the deal is there, but yeah. So unfortunately, got Glenn, but no luck on his brother, whose name is escaping me right now. But yeah, Lyle Blackwood, that's the brother. Let's see, we got Gary Larson right there as well, another TTM one. Also picked up Greg Lloyd. He was another one that I bought at the National there in 2014. Fun fact, Greg Lloyd was actually the Steelers' backup long snapper in the mid-90s. Ended up getting Preston duty there for most of, I think it was like the 93 or 94 season, handling all the snaps on punts and kicks. A couple of TTMers from the Big Blue Wrecking Crew right here with Harry Carson and George Martin. I think Carson may be $5 now. Something affordable, at least. I mean, I got him back when he was still free, but, I mean, it's a Hall of Famer right there. It's $5 for him. You can't really beat that. Let's see, I picked up a Harold Jackson. I think this was in a trade, possibly, and I got Jeff Bostic by mail. Bostic, of course, from the Hogs, and Jackson, part of the Grogan's Heroes lineup there for the 80s New England Patriots. Let's see here. Oh, another Big Blue Wrecking Crew one here. It's Jim Burt, another solid TTM signer. And we've got another one of the Hogs, as well as Jim Kick here, part of the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid backfield there. But we've got Joe Jacoby there of the Hogs. Let's see here. 42 goes in here. I remember what order I take all these out of here and put them back right. Another Electric Company. The only Hall of Famer out of the Electric Company is Joe DeLamiere. He was, of course, also played for the Browns for a number of years. Got that one at the 2014 National, where he was one of the signers for those who bought the VIP pass. So I was able to get that one signed there. One that I bought at that show was Kevin Green. Let's see here. Two more on this page. One of them was another purchase there at the National. One was a TTM. Kellen Winslow Sr. was the purchase, and I picked up Carl Mecklenburg by mail. That was one of the longest ones I ever had to wait for by mail, though. It took close to 5 years, I want to say. Quite a wait on that one, but eventually came back, so that's all that really matters. I think I'd actually picked one up in a trade in that time, too, just to make sure I had it. Another one who was a solid TTM, or at least for a while, and they may be ghost signed, I'm not sure, but that's Lawrence Taylor, through the Hall of Fame, was actually signing for a bit in the around 2008, 2009, somewhere in that era. And I also picked up a Manny Fernandez TTM as well. There's both of those. Haven't seen much out of LT lately, so I would say that he may have been signing authentically in that time, but again, I'm totally not certain on that at all. A lot of just kind of hoping that that's what the case is, I think. But let's see here. Unfortunately, there's a lot of guys in the set who are deceased. I've actually already passed over several that I didn't get signed. Usually for the sets like this, I will put in the guys who are dead that I don't have signed, because there's no real sense in keeping them in my unsigned stuff box because I won't be able to get them signed. So, but yeah, I mean, who all is in here? There was Dwight White from the Steelers, from the Steel Curtain defense. Ernie Holmes as well. Deacon Jones of the Fearsome Foursome. Gene Upshaw from the Legion of Doom. Well, John Henry Johnson out of the $1 Million Backfield. Ken Stabler, Silver and Black Attack being the name on that one. Another Steel Curtain guy that's no longer around is L.C. Greenwood. Another Fearsome Foursome one in Lamar Lundy. Put the Lyle Blackwood in here as well because, I mean, obviously he's not going to sign it, it seems, so oh well. Got another New York Sack Exchanger right here with Marty Lyons. Got him TTM a number of years ago. One that I had to pick up in a trade from the Electric Company is Mike Montler, also deceased, but I got that in a trade a couple months ago. You may remember seeing it when I showed it off on here. Another deceased one, Merlin Olsen. So a lot of those guys from the Fearsome Foursome not around anymore, unfortunately. Another one out of the guarantee is Matt Snell, and a solid TTMer there, too. Great. I mean, 3 of the guys that are from the guarantee there are in this set, and 2 of them are very solid signers through the mail. So Matt Snell being one, and Emerson Boozer, as I said, was the other. Joe Namath, not a TTMer, unfortunately. The only member of the Browns they put in here, Cardiac Kids, Ozzie Newsome. Very good TTMer. I mean, if you haven't gotten him, then you're probably not a football collector, is my guess. So, 2 more Legion of Doom guys who, for a long time, were not signed by mail, but then started picking it up fairly recently, are Phil Villapiano and Otis Sistrunk. I know for a while they were charging like $5 or $10 each, but both started signing for free somewhat recently here in the last couple of years or so. So I think they were free. One may have been $5, but either way, not too bad. Got the Team of the Decade 49ers with Joe Montana has a card in the set. Haven't gotten that one signed at all, but we do have Roger Craig. There we go, get that one back. And we got another one from the Hogs here with Russ Grimm. And the only one out of the Fearsome Foursome that I got signed, and I had to pick this one up in a trade, was Roosevelt Greer. Right there. You'll notice up there it's personalized. It looks like it might be personalized to Alex, but I kind of cross my eyes and squint a little bit. I can kind of convince myself that says Drew. I mean, if you look there, see it's kind of small there. Yeah. Look, it's my set. I'm convincing myself on it. All right, tease. So we got two more from this page here. They're both part of the Grogan's Heroes squad, and that, of course, would be Steve Grogan himself and Stanley Morgan. Grogan was a TTM. Morgan, I think, might have been picked up in a trade. Can't really remember now. After a while, when you've been at this for, you know, what, 13 years I've been doing this on a serious basis, a lot of stuff kind of tends to blend together after a bit. So, trying to remember if it was TTM or trade or what exactly, I don't know. Tony Hill was one that I had to pick up in a trade as well. And the last one I've got from the football portion of these is a TTMer who is no longer around anymore, but Y.A. Tittle. Got that one a number of years ago there as well. So, there's the football portion of that for this NFL kickoff weekend. Let's take a look at these baseball ones as well. Topps did these for baseball from 2003 all the way through 2005. It's 150, 150, and 142 cards in those sets. And about roughly halfway done, a little less than halfway across all three of them. It's something I'm never going to be able to finish. I can guarantee you that. I mean, you've got, what, 4 cards of Reggie Jackson across 3 sets. You've got Willie Mays, I think, is in 2 of them. Hank Aaron's in 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, that's not happening. Tom Seaver's in 3 of them. He just died recently. Of course, Lou Brock is in several. He just died, you know, this past couple weeks here. So probably not going to be able to finish those off, but we'll show off what we've got so far, at least in terms of some of the bigger names in this. I'm 12 minutes in. It's not too bad compared to some of these. Let's see. So we'll start with 2003. I actually don't have any of the first 10 cards in it signed. They put a lot of the big namers right up in the front there. So, don't have those, but let's see here. We do at least have Randy Jones. Got that one done at the 2018 National. He was one of the VIP signers there, and I think that was Aaron's day to take stuff through the line, so he got that one done for me. Sounds like our food's here. Excellent. Let's see here. We've got Joe Carter, $5 by mail. Always a solid pickup right there. Got Torchy's Tacos for brunch today, so hey, good stuff. Is it bad that I totally forgot that our food was coming?
You forgot?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so, oh well.
Focus through is focus.
Yes, very, very much so. So, anyways, I'm going to try to get through these as quick as I can because, I mean, Torchy's breakfast tacos, that's good stuff right there. So, I may even put this on a break here for a moment. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to have my food. I'm going to come back, and we'll go through the rest of those baseball ones. All right, now the tacos have been consumed, let's get back to this. So, I just showed off Randy Jones, Joe Carter. I was about to show off the Bobby Grich one. This one was picked up in a trade. Glad I got that one before he upped his prices, because it's a $5 TTM for quite a while. Now he suddenly is 30 per. No, not happening. Moving on, let's see here. We've got Jeffrey Loria, the former Marlins owner. That one took over a year to get back to me. I'd actually picked one up in a trade in the meantime as well, and then that one comes back. It's like, all right, cool. Got one I can trade off then. Let's see here. We got Paul O'Neill was a TTM success, and Reggie Smith was a trade or a purchase, something of that sort. One or the other. O'Neill, my parents used to actually see play minor league ball in Cedar Rapids, Iowa for the Cedar Rapids Reds back in the early 80s. Let's see here. Ralph Kiner, he's died a few years ago, but he was a pretty good TTMer for most of his life. Once he got later in life, he kind of started returning to sender, or putting a return to sender mark on a lot of items. But I discovered, and I found out from a few other people who discovered that if you mail to him without a return address, he would actually open up and sign it then. So, you know, I figured, all right, let's try it out, see if it works, and, well, yes, it did. So, let's see here. We also got Will Clark. Everyone knows Will Clark's a solid TTMer, 1 per, but he'll do it pretty quickly. Let's see here. Got Tony Fernandez back when he was alive and still signing. He actually worked with the Rangers for a number of years, but I never saw him out at the ballpark. Not sure if he did all of his work from elsewhere or something, but yeah, never got him in person or anything, but got him TTM a couple times at least, or once, I guess it was, but still, got him at least. Dave Kingman, solid signer for about $5. Sometimes he'll do like one for free and then charge on the rest, kind of the Goose Gossage style of signing there, so gotten him free a couple of times there for set needs. Terry Steinbach, of course, runs a charity that's helps provide, it's a scholarship fund, basically. Charges $2 an autograph, 3 per if you want it personalized, which seems kind of backwards on that, but I guess, takes a little longer to put personalization in, so I guess that kind of makes sense, sort of. Also got Daryl Evans and Don Kessinger. Kessinger, I know I picked up in a trade. Evans was either a purchase or a TTM. I don't really remember which one now, but I know I got some set needs that I bought from his. I got a few that I got by mail. One or the other. Moving on, Sparky Anderson, solid TTMer all the way up until the day he died. Got a Brett Saberhagen. This was definitely in a trade, although he's a solid TTMer too. I think like $5 or $10 per. Not bad for a multi-time Cy Young Award winner and thrower of at least one no-hitter. Brett Butler, another good TTMer. This one's kind of a weird one to me because, the border is all in Giants colors, but the card is marked as a Dodgers card, and he's, of course, in the Dodgers uniform. He did play for the Giants, and he was on a Giants card in '91, but then later became a Dodger not long after. Kent Herbeck, solid TTMer at $5 each. This one I sent to the Atlanta Braves offices and it came back signed, but I'm about 99.9% certain secretarial, and that's Hank Aaron right there. Doesn't quite match up with what I've seen on most of his signatures, although, kind of, sort of, probably not. Rudy Giuliani had a card in that set because Topps loves their New York Republican politicians. Got that one TTM, though, and it came with a note from his assistant saying, thanks for your interest, and here, as you requested, is the SIG, so cool. Gary Matthews Sr. used to be a very solid TTMer for a while. Got him, at least, back then. We've got Roy Face, who, of course, is still a very good signer all the way to today. This one I actually picked up in either a trade or a purchase a number of years ago. Forget which now, but got it done. Take that. Let's see. One of these two guys is still a solid TTMer. The other one, not so much, but Al Raboski, very good signer. Jimmy Key, not so much anymore. He was 1 per for a number of years and then decided to hang up the Sharpie. Got him while he was still good. Jack McDowell used to sign free. Now he's $5 per. Still a pretty good price for a very solid pitcher of the 90s. And yeah, he did win a Cy Young. Okay, 1993 won Cy Young. He was, let's see here, won 22 games that year, 4 shutouts. ERA in the low 3s. Pretty good year. Let's see, moving on. Ernie Harwell. So I used to work as a broadcaster in the hockey world. But I was raised listening to a lot of Ernie Harwell on WJR radio out of Detroit, and so had to mail to him. There's a lot of stuff that he did as a broadcaster that I definitely picked up on and used in my own time, even though I was doing a different sport. Anytime a foul ball got hit, he would say, it was caught by a man from Dearborn or something like that, and he actually, originally, it was because certain blocks of tickets were sold in certain cities, so if it got hit to a certain area, you'd know likely it was, somebody from that town, and then once internet sales and phone sales and all that kind of stuff was a wider thing. Didn't really happen so much anymore, so you just make it up, he said. So, yeah. We've got David Justice, who I got at an event in Dallas back around, I want to say 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. It's one of those celebrity baseball games that was run by Mike Modano and then Dirk Nowitzki to benefit the Reebok Heroes charity. Let's see here. We've got Wilbur Wood here before he started personalizing, and Mike Boddicker back when he was still signing. Those were around, I want to say 2008, 2009, somewhere in that area that I would have sent those out. One here that's definitely worth showing is a Don Zimmer sig that actually is his and not his wife's. You may know that for a long time, his wife was doing a lot of his signing for him, including signing stuff for the card companies. But the way you can tell the difference is if you look at the letter D in there, the signature that she has is a very clear D and has a big loop at the top of it. And so if you got one like that, well, congratulations, you have Mrs. Zimmer's signature. But if it doesn't have that, probably a real one. So fortunately, that looks to be a good one. Let's see, we've also got Doug DeCinces and Ryan Sandberg. Got both of these guys free before they started charging. Both, of course, are now like $5 each. Certainly not bad for a solid player like DeCinces, though, for a Hall of Famer like Sandberg. All right. Picked up Andy Van Slyke at the 2014 National. He was one of the VIP signers there. And Bobby Valentine, I think this one was probably TTM. He's a good TTMer at least, so I know I've written him before. It's either a TTM or a trade, one or the other. Cecil Fielder used to sign free for a while, and so I was able to get that one done by him. He does a lot of private signings now, usually about like 10 or 20 bucks each. I've got a card I'd like to get him. Actually, 2 cards I'd like to get him on eventually, so not for sets necessarily, but it'd be good to get. I mean, one of them is his 86 Flair rookie with Corey Snyder, and the other one is his 93 Upper Deck Teammates card, where I've already got signed by Mickey Tettleton, so might as well finish off the duel on that. Speaking of Tigers, there's Alan Trammell. That one, I believe, was a TTM through spring training one year. It's either a TTM or a trade. Lost that one. Greg Jeffries, TTM. He's one who's kind of inconsistent on his signing by mail, but I've gotten him a couple times at least. Ben Ogilvy, this one took a couple of years to come back to me, but I got it. Got a GM of the A's, Billy Bean. And this is one of my favorite ones here, and this one, it's a guy who normally would charge $80 per. But from what I've heard from a lot of people, it was mostly his kids that were driving that price. And so if he got to the mail on that particular day before his kids did, you were going to get a free signature out of him. That's Mr. Yogi Berra. Tried him again a second time about a year after that. No luck. Then a few months after that, he died. So got the one done at least, so I'm more than happy with that, obviously. Jose Canseco, I think this one was in person at a Frisco Rough Riders game when he did an appearance out there. 2015, 16, somewhere around there. Bobby Bonilla, formerly a good TTM signer. Hasn't done much in the last few years, though. I still need him for my Diamond Kings stuff. Got this guy a number of times before he died, and that's Darren Dalton, one of my favorite players back in the 90s. Phillies and Marlins catcher. Harold Reynolds, I don't remember how I got this one. Might have been a trade, might have been a pickup by a friend. I don't really know for certain, but I got it at least. Very happy with that. Peter Incaviglia used to be a very good TTMer. Haven't seen much out of him in a few years, but he's done a few appearances with the Rangers as well. This was a TTM. Used the super thin tip Sharpie on it. And another guy who's been a little bit inconsistent, but I've gotten him on 2 set cards at least over time, and that is Kelly Gruber. Been seeing a lot out of him lately, but also several that have been returned to sendered, so not sure what's really up with him right now, but might be worth a try. Another one of my favorites from that I've gotten in person twice, and gotten a trade another time, that is Nolan Ryan. Used to get him whenever the Rangers would do their alumni weekends. He would usually sign for about 100 people during that, and so I'd make sure to get in with the season ticket holders, because I had friends who could get it early that way. And literally get in the door and sprint over to his line, and fortunately, got him twice. Charlie Huff, very good TTMer. Let's see, picked up this Maury Wills in a trade recently. You may have seen this one a couple months ago here on the channel. Also got Harold Baines right here as well. I think this one I've got in a trade, but I'm not certain. I've got him TTM, I've got him in a trade, and I've got him for all of my set needs at least, so I'm more than happy with all those. Roy Smalley, I know, was picked up in a trade. There's one there. And the Brooks Robinson here was either a trade or a TTM. I picked up one in a trade and a couple TTM, but there we go on that. Brooks is another one where his price on his website says $55 a card. But so far he's been, I mean, more than happy to sign for people at 10 a card and even throw in an extra item sometimes with that. So personally, I recommend, pay his fee, because problem is that once you get down to, saying, oh, he'll take $10, okay, send him $10, and somebody's going to say, well, I'm going to try him with $5. I'm going to try him with, 3 cards for $5. And that's why Brooks has stopped signing a number of times and said, oh, yeah, if you want my autograph, go through my website. So do what the guy says, I'd say, but, it's up to you. Let's see here. We got Ron Swoboda. He's another $5 by mail signer, so I've got him for this one and for my 72 set. Ron Guidry has started charging $5. I got him free back before he started the charging, when he would sign through spring training. Tried him, I think, 3 times. I've gotten him back. Oh, no, I've tried him 4 times total over time and gotten him back twice, so pretty happy with that. Duke Snyder was legendary. I mean, he's in the song Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. I mean, for God's sake, I mean, he's not quite as, big of a name as Willie and Mickey were, but still, I mean, it's a big-time New York outfielder there, but he was a free signer and a Hall of Famer up until his death, and so got all my set cards done by him that I needed, fortunately. Fergie Jenkins typically signs for about 20 an item. Or you can do like I did and wait till he does a free public appearance at Dick's Sporting Goods in Arlington back in 2013 and get him that way. He's doing 2 items per person, but they didn't have a limitation on how many times you go through the line. I only had 2 with me, so got both my set cards done at least, so happy with that. Of course, now I need them on everything for the 72 set, so it's like, Fergie, mind coming to do another event here? That'd be pretty cool. We got Mark Fidrich right here. Got him before he died. Tragic death. He was working on his tractor on his farm and either got crushed to death or strangled when something got wrapped around something while he was working on it. But yeah, far too young to die and real tough way to go out the door for sure. Buddy Bell, we used to get him a lot at least at some Rangers alumni events, so got him on a few cards. He also used to be a TTMer. He's TTMing for a while. What the hell? I accidentally hit the stop button in there because I kept my mouse on. So we'll restart right here, and we'll go back with Phil Garner. Very good TTMer right there. Scrap iron's always good to sign. Got him in person a few times too. Not sure. I think this one was a TTM early on. Dale Murphy, got him at the 2014 National, but this one was actually TTM. Sent it out, waited almost a year, and eventually came back. Even wrote a short note back on my letter and everything too. So really great stuff there. I wish he TTM'd more. I mean, I wish it was just accessible for more signings in general, but definitely not going to complain about, getting him back on those. I just need to get him on my Diamond Kings stuff now. Let's see here. Wade Boggs, another very solid Hall of Famer at signing. $10 per usually. Got him when he was still doing $5 there for that. Monty Irvin was a purchase, I believe. Probably about $10, I think it was on that one. This one I was really lucky to find on eBay, and it was Peter Uberoth, the former commissioner. He does not like signing this card, apparently, because I've tried mailing it to him before. Never got it back. I've heard of people getting it back from him signed, but only if they would, write ahead of time and say, hey, I have this card, would you mind signing it? And get permission to send it off. So, don't know what his deal is with not signing it very much, but glad to pick that one up at least. Let's see here. We've got Gary Gaetti and Gorman Thomas. You saw Thomas recently here. That was one that I just got back a couple weeks ago. Gaetti is right there as well. Got that one through the mail back probably around 2009 or thereabouts. And it was before he started with as the manager of the Sugarland Skeeters. Got Davey Lopes right there as well, another TTM one. Cy Berger was pretty much the creator of baseball cards as we know them today. He's the one who came up with the original Topps design and the size for it, the design, the photos, and what they used for the photos on it, which at that time was black and white photos that they had somebody do watercolor on. And of course, he's the one who also came up with the idea of kind of putting all the stats and such and blurbs on the back of cards. And but yeah, when he was he would still sign through Topps' address and everything, so they put him in that first set and got him on that one.
Oh, I feel like the more you know should be going over the head right now.
It probably should,
I
yeah,
learned
yeah.
a fun fact today.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
We've got who else we got here? One that a lot of people are not going to like, and that is Joe Buck.
Oh, sorry.
Hey,
Sorry.
hey. Gotta bleep that out now. Jeez.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, a lot of people don't like that guy indeed. Sorry.
Rated NC-17. We've also got Willie Horton. He's now charging, I don't think he TTMs now anymore, but he was charging $10 for a while. This one I got back when he was still free, but he's another one I need for my 72 set, so I'm hoping he picks the Sharpie back up soon or does some signings. Tom Brunansky, another one who was a solid TTMer up until recently. Now he's about $5 per. Former Commissioner Fay Vincent. Probably, honestly, I would put him as being the best commissioner of my time as a fan. Unfortunately, he was only commissioner for what? Yeah, 89 to 92, so he didn't last long before Bud Selig chased him out and took over the job. But very good signer, at least. He'll personalize everything you send as well. So, any thoughts on Fay Vincent there while we're at this?
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
I have no opinion.
All right. Oh, we've got Bobby Richardson right there. Still a very good TTMer up till today. We've got Steve Garvey. Got him back when he was free. He's, I think, like $5 now, but it goes toward the Little League Baseball in the town that he lives in. And we've got, of course, the World Series Perfect Game pitcher, Don Larson. Got him while he was still free. Then he was $5 per. Now he's deceased. So there you go. First one down. Go on to that 04 set real quick here. I'm just going to stick to guys that you haven't seen yet. So, like, I'll skip over the Dale Murphys and such. But, got Bob Friend right there. Solid TTM up until his death. Let's see here. Tim Wallach, who's now about a 10 or 12 bucks per, but got him back when he was still free. We've got Bert Campaneris, another very good free TTM signer. Played all 9 positions in one game once. My all-time favorite player, and this one's going to get some good reviews from the Cleveland fans that tune in on this, Mr. Corey Snyder.
Hey.
There we go. We've got about 200 and some different unsigned cards of him here, as well as one of his game-used bats. Maybe I'll show that off someday. I don't know. It'll probably get pretty boring pretty quick for anyone who's not a fan of his, though. Let's see. We already mentioned that guy in Darrell Evans, but we've got right here is Don Sutton. That one was, I believe, about $5 per is what he typically charges. Been a lot of questions brought up lately as to the authenticity of his more recent autographs. From what I can tell, I think they may still be real. They look a lot like what he's been signing as for sit-down signings for a number of years now, for a lot of the certified stuff from card companies, for TriStar, for all those. So Don Sutton, I would be inclined to say that, yeah, probably still good, but I do definitely understand the questionable nature of it as well. We've got Bob Watson right here. Got him back when he was still signing, and, well, back when he was still alive. He'd stopped signing for a couple of years there. After about, I want to say 2015 or thereabouts, maybe. You didn't see a whole lot out of him. We've got George Bell, who used to sign through the Blue Jays during spring training, so we'll knock that one out at that time. Another guy who doesn't do any TTMing anymore, but is very good if you get out to the ballpark there in Baltimore, and that is Boog Powell, owner of Boog's Barbecue. Mentioned before the Yogi Berra one, and here's another similar one I sent around the same time, who was the same kind of deal. This guy would normally charge $25 per, but right around Christmas, he often would do a bunch of freebies. And so I said, you know what? Around Christmas, let's send off 2, let's hope for the best. And took several months, but I did get Ernie Banks back on 2 cards, including for this set. Another one of my favorites in this one. We've got Psycho Steve Lyons. He may still sign free. I know one of those promoters out in LA has gotten his hooks into him, though, so he may be 15 per. Of what I saw, though, he was charging that 15 per as of 2012, and he was still signing a lot for free since then. So take it with a grain of salt, make of that what you will. Take your chances, I don't know. Alan Trammell, Brett Saberhagen, you've already seen those guys. Steve Sachs, again, back when he was free. Now he's like about 10, 15 per. Another Sparky Anderson, another Fergie Jenkins. Didn't bring this guy up yet. Howard Johnson, 2014 National. He's one of the VIP signers there, so I got him on 2 set needs, one that you just saw right there. Jose Cruz, got this one back around 2008, 2009, back when he was still signing for free. He's up to $3 recently. Now he's crossed out that 3 and written 5 in on his stuff now, and writes above it, rookie cards more, photos $8, so yeah. Got a Tony Oliva TTM, that's with the short T. You'll notice on some, he has 2 different T's that he uses on his signature there, but this is the not-so-fancy T, which you're going to get if you just, mail to him with a basic, hey, Tony, how you doing? Thanks for reading this. Sign my card, please. I also wrote to him a much longer one that mentioned a lot about George Brunette and his time in facing Brunette, because I think Oliva faced Brunette the second most out of any batter in Major League history. So it's like, hey, it's kind of a cool thing right there, and you hit him pretty damn well, too. I looked through his stats and everything, and, was breaking out some of his biggest games on there. Got the fancy T on that signature, so real happy to get that one. Oh, we got Bobby Richardson there. You saw him before. We got Luis Tiant. I just tried him TTM recently because he's been signing a few. We'll see if we get that back. This one was picked up in a trade. Also got him at the 2018 National. Steve Balboni. I really need to send this one off again because when you look at it there's a lot of creasing there at the top of that one. Signed it, though, at least, but not sure if you can see that or not. But, yeah, it's pretty messed up there. I think by the post office. I don't know, but... yeah, there we go. Turn it sideways. You can kind of see that it's a little warped there from it, but might try him again. He's usually a 1 per signer. Takes a little while, but he'll do it at least. Whitey Herzog, Hall of Famer, typically charges 5. This was back when he was still signing free around, 98, 99, thereabouts. Signed that and an custom index card for me. Goose Gossage, free on the first one, $8 for each one after that. Actually added in the Hall of Fame year with that one as well, so pretty cool on that. I picked up this Moose Scourin. I believe this is at the 2014 National. I bought that one there. Might have been a trade somewhere along the line, but yeah. Let's see, who else we have here? Lance Parrish, who unfortunately also has had a promoter sink his claws into him, but he used to be a free signer for a long time. He would sign free through the teams he managed. Off-season through his home, $15 per. So, yeah. Terry Pendleton's another one who I believe is signing through Pass Pros right now, but I got this one free after like a 3-year wait or thereabouts. It was quite a while I had to take to get that. Excuse me, to get that one back. Let's see here. Jimmy Pearsall was another 2014 national purchase. I TTM'd him before that. Got different cards back instead of this one, so real happy to get that 1955 Bowman back from him. That was probably somebody else's, unfortunately. So, but eventually got this one picked up at least to fill in my set. So happy with that. We got Bob Horner right here. Horner lives actually just over in Irving, Texas here, about 10 minutes from me. Charges $5 per. Fred Lynn typically will send you that signed blue index card, but if you write a really good letter, he'll sign your item, and so that's what he did right here. Wrote about remembering seeing him with his final multi-home run game when he was playing for the Tigers in 1990, and saw that game. I was up visiting family up there, and he signed that one for me. Was it 90, 89, somewhere around there, one of those years. Either way, it was his final multi-home run game in his career, so I remember seeing that. We got Maury Wills right here. That was picked up in a trade. I don't know why I'm showing that. I just showed him before. So, let's see here. We got John Kruk right here. It took about a year to come back to me, but it was at the 2018 National I came back. My wife texted, said, "Oh, yeah, hey, you got an autograph." And I'm like, "Oh, what is it?" And like, cool, John Kruk, all right. Very happy with that one. We got Darren Dalton. We got Bobby Thompson right there. Of course, the hero of the 1951 season there for the Giants. Very good TTMer. So I showed you before the likely ghost signed Hank Aaron, so I figured, you know what, we'll try it again. At least it's a filler thing. No, the next one they sent back a rubber stamped one. So even if it was real before, I mean, the second one was not, which, yeah, like I said, pretty sure it's not. Vern Law picked that one up in a trade as well, but he's still a very good signer all the way to now. Charges, I think, $5 per. Got Cecil Cooper right here. Might take a while to get him back. Personalizes everything, but he is a willing signer at least, so very happy to add that one. Also got him on my 72 Tops one, where, of course, he's pictured with Carlton Fisk on the rookie card. Let's see, Don Larson, Ernie Harwell. Tommy John was picked up in a trade. You may have remembered seeing this one as well when I got it. Still need Tommy John for the 72 set. Got a Jeff Reardon right here. He's another one who's now charging $5 per. Was a very long time free signer. Mentioned Buddy Bell before, so we don't need to show him. We got Joe Rudy down here. Looks like Rudy may have stopped signing now, but he was a good signer. Just would personalize everything. I'm not going to complain about that. I'll take it. As for a set, these things aren't going anywhere. I mentioned Ron Guidry before. I already showed off Fidrich. We've got Hank Bauer. There was another trade pickup. Made a deal on sportscollectors.net for that one. And down here, Ron Say, who was free for a long time, now charging $15 per. You'll notice later on, he would start extending that line of the Y. Stopped it right about there. After a while, though, he was extending that all the way off the end of the card. Kind of way to, I think, to track exactly how many of his TTMs were getting sold. And clearly it was too many because he's charging now. Harold Baines, we already mentioned him before. Steve Garvey. Got a Kent Tekulve right there. Haven't seen him signing much lately, unfortunately, but he was a long-time, very good signer. Another one of those many former Pirates who were excellent by mail. Walt Weiss picked up in a trade. Brooke Jacoby was a TTM through the Blue Jays spring training when he was a hitting coach there. Back-to-back cards in that set in the 1990 design. 137, 138. All right. I mentioned Duke Snyder before, so I don't need to show him again. We had mentioned Canseco as well. Have a couple Phillies, though. We have right here Greg Luzinski and Jim Bunning. Both were good TTMs for a while. Bunning, unfortunately, I know, died of a stroke a few years ago. Greg Luzinski, kind of an on and off signer. I think he's kind of off right now, but I got him when he was still on, at least with it. And we've got here, let's see, Wade Boggs, Nolan Ryan, and Brooks Robinson. This is the Robinson I picked up in the trade right here, so the other one was a TTM. Go ahead and show the Nolan Ryan off, because, I mean, who doesn't want to see Nolan Ryan autograph, right? I mean, there he is.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think this was the first one that I got for the for this whole project. Gotten 2 out of the 3. I've still got 1 more I need done, and I'm not really in the mood to pay the $75, even though it is to a charity, so happy with the 2 that I have, at least. I'd probably trade one for the 72, though. Moving on to this final one, the 2005 set, 142 cards in this one. I already showed you Andy Van Slyke, another one. We do have Mark Grace right here that I picked up in a trade. A trade or a purchase, something like that. Same difference. I mean, one you're trading an autograph for an autograph, the other one you're trading money for an autograph. It's, you know, whatever. You give something, you get something. So, we've got Glenn Hubbard. This one was a TTM several years ago. So want to get, I think his 84 Fleer as well, and didn't get that one back. That's the one with the huge snake on it. Let's see, Jimmy Leland. I got this one in person. During a Rangers alumni weekend, the Rangers were playing against the Tigers and just got him down by the Tigers dugout when he was their manager. Fortunately, he just ran with a black Sharpie the whole time, but I'll take it. Whatever. Still shows up fine. Kevin Moss. I know I showed this one when the channel was in its infancy there. I had just gotten that back after a multi-year wait. Who doesn't love Carl Erskine? I mean, he's another one where if you haven't sent to him, you're probably not much of a baseball fan there. But yeah, he's a very good signer through his address in Indiana. Doesn't require any kind of a fee or anything like that, but if you send money, he does donate it to the MHMR group in his county. He actually has a son with Down syndrome, if I remember right, who was helped out a lot by that, was able to actually hold down a job working through them, and so very thankful for that, and he does a lot of work for them because of that, and so you send him a 5 there with your autograph request, it's going to go to a good cause. All right, here we've got a couple of other solid TTMers in Roger Craig and Ron Gant. Craig's one who's kind of on again, off again. He was charging $5 for a while because of eBay proliferation, but it looks like he's eased up on that. I know I got mine for free out of him, so there you go. Sid Bream. Got him back when he was still free. He now charges a whole $1 for his signature, which is not bad at all. My problem is I don't want my money going to Liberty University, so I'm just going to take my... so I'm going to take my 1 and just be done with it there. We've got Tony La Russa right there. He's a free TTMer, but if you send him any money with it, he will donate it to this Animal Rescue Foundation that he founded and works with. He actually started when he was either when he was with Oakland or with St. Louis as their manager, but the stadium was full of stray cats, and so as kind of to try to help out the animals there and everything, he started that Animal Rescue Foundation, ARF, makes sense. But yeah, send a few bucks along with it. I think if you don't send him any money, you'll just get the basic autograph there. If you send him the $10, $20, $5, whatever, you might get his Hall of Fame year with it as well. So keep that in mind. Andre Dawson, he's typically about a $10 per signer. I got this one free because back when I first started this out, he would sign usually 1 for free and charge I think $20 each on the rest of them. Now he's just going to a flat 10 per on it. So got that one done. I could easily get my other ones knocked out as well if I want. It's on. I think 2 more in this project and 2 in the Diamond Kings stuff. You already saw Brett Butler earlier. We've got a Dusty Baker right here. I think this one was TTM. I've gotten him in person, though, as well. Probably would sign right now with the Astros, if I'd take a guess. Teams are kind of inconsistent as to, who's taking in mail, who's not, but Baker, I'd say, is at least worth a try. We'll go ahead and show the other Ernie Banks right here, because, I mean, come on. It's Ernie Banks. He said, let's play 2, so I'm going to show 2. Makes sense. Let's see here. I mentioned Hojo before. I already showed him off. We got Matt Williams right there, another TTM. Pretty good signer by mail. Unfortunately, he's over in Korea right now, so unless you get some stamps for there, you're probably not going to have a whole lot of luck on him. Atlee Hammaker. I had to wait like 2 years to get that one back, but it finally came through after a while. Small signature, but very cool looking. Let's see. We have Davey Johnson. I like that because I have the 72 design there. This one. So if I ever decide to break this set down and trade off some stuff, that one's getting kept, as are any of the others that are in the 72 design. Danny McClain, that one was a TTM pickup. I think maybe a trade. I think it was a trade now that I think about it, so yeah. I mentioned Don Zimmer before. I'll show you the this one again. This is another one that I'm pretty sure is his actual real autograph. You can see the shape to the D there, but not quite the big looping one that his wife would sign. So again, pretty sure this is an authentic Don Zimmer sig. Yeah, we showed Greg Jeffries already. Here's a Jay Buhner. Don't know if I picked that one up in a trade or if a friend was able to get it for me, but it's one or the other. Where I showed you Dale Murphy earlier. We showed you Paul O'Neill. It was Joe Pignatano right here by mail, signed in ballpoint pen. Real signature is the bottom one, the printed one is the top one. We got Jim Lonborg right here. Solid TTMer as well, former Cy Young winner. Let's see, we showed you a Gary Gaetti already earlier on. Got a Ron Darling right here. There you go on him. I've heard questionable authenticity on these Ron Darling signatures. Not really sure. Haven't had it really proven one way or another. Let's see. We showed you Duke Snider already. We've got a Dave Magadan right there, signed when he was hitting coach for the Texas Rangers. One of the few in-person signatures in this, as you're finding. Got Doug Drabick, very good TTMer. He'll personalize everything. So if you're not into that, don't send to him, but good signer at least. Mitch Williams here was another in-person signature. He did one of the Rangers alumni events a few years ago. So I was able to get him there. Michael Kay, the Yankees announcer. Not a big fan of his, but I need him for the set, so yeah, we'll send it off anyway. This one is a very tough one to get. He died a few years ago, and I've seen certified examples of this one sell for big money, a couple $100 and such, but it's Marvin Miller, who started the Major League Baseball Players Association. I'm usually a pro-union guy, not real big on the MLB Players Association, though, but yeah, good for him. He did what he had to do. He's Hall of Fame now, I think, but yeah. We got Lonnie Smith right there. Free signer for a long time, but he's been with past pros for better part of the last 5 years now, I think, $10 each. John Wetland does a lot of Rangers alumni events. Probably won't be doing very many of those anytime soon, though, after his arrest a couple of years ago. So glad to get that one while I could, at least. Let's see. Here's one of those. Here's another TTM Brooks Robinson. You can see what that signature looks like that you'll get from him. I showed one off earlier. I didn't show the one I picked up in trade, though. I forgot. Let's see. Missed out on Bob Feller, Johnny Padres, and Clem Levine, unfortunately, so don't have those guys done. We got Barry Lyons right there. Mets catcher. He was with the Expos maybe for a while, too, if I remember right. White Sox, possibly. Kind of blanking on the rest of them. Jim Fry died a couple of years ago. Got this in a trade about a decade ago. We already showed you a John Kruk. We have an Ed Kranepool right here. And on my 72 cards as well. Pull up John and John right here. The John Tudor, Johnny Pesky. Tudor, of course. Very good TTMer. He's $5 now. Pesky died a few years ago, but he was a great signer all the way up until the very end. Used to hang out at Fenway a lot on opening days. Never got to see him out there, but did see Luis Tiant there back in 05, I think it was. Let's see here. Ron Blomberg, the first designated hitter ever. What?
First designated hitter ever?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, he's a $5 signer, I think now, 5 or 10, something like that. I got him when he was still doing stuff for free. Not a real big fan of the existence of the DH, so it's like it's a bit more than I'd be willing to pay for somebody who's just known for that. Oh, we got Rick Dempsey right there. Had to wait a few years to get that one back, but it eventually came to me. How about we go on to the front office and the dugouts here. We've got a manager in Tom Kelly and a general manager in Walt Jocketty. Both very good signers. Kelly's still a good signer now. I think Jocketty might charge like $5 or something, maybe. I don't know. Haven't seen a ton of these ones signed, at least from him. Let's see here. We got Sean Dunston, back when he was still signing. How about Tom Niedenfuhr? I think he is still a very good signer, so got that one. It took me 2 tries on this one, as the first one I think got unreturned. I found out, oh yeah, he hasn't been at that address for a few years, so never saw it again, but tried again later and got him. I mentioned Garvey before, so won't need to show him. We've got Scott Brocious right here. He now signs for a donation to the college that he coached at, I believe. Doing a few private signings as well, which are kind of high in price. I was kind of surprised by that. Boggs and Canseco, we already showed those guys off. We already showed you Charlie Huff. Let's see here. We'll go with Jim Cott here. Got that one on eBay a couple of years ago. I think it was like $5 for it. He signs by mail for, heard anywhere from $5 to $15. Zane Smith, very good free signer. Got that one back in, I want to say 2007, 07, 08, 09, somewhere in that range. Let's see, Bob Boone. Still signs through the Nationals when they're in season. Not sure if he will right now due to COVID, but been a good signer for them at least fairly recently. Showed you Harold Baines already. How about a Travis Fryman? Got that one by mail several years ago. And to finally finish all of this off, the last one that we've gotten signed in this is Jim Leyritz. Another one who was a very solid TTMer for a couple years there. Not sure if he's doing anything nowadays, but he was signed for a while at least, so I was happy to get that one. So, there you go once again. Got the football set in there. Got 3 baseball sets there. Right now, though, I think it's time to watch a little football. So, enjoy your Sunday. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and go check out sportscardforum.com. Hello, Sydney. Got a cat coming to visit me. We'll see you next time.